Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel and welcome to my 2018 favourites. I wanted to make a video chatting about the things that I love this year because I was definitely slack in the first half of the year for making videos. So maybe there will be some products that are a surprise to you, maybe there won't, who knows. I enjoy making these videos because I just think it's nice to sort of refer to something that I'm like, actually, do you know what, these are tried and true favourites, and yeah, I thought I'd share them with you today. So there's 3 products that I want to talk about straight out the gate because I don't have them here with me. Either I've used them up or they're hopefully at my parents' house. I think I've maybe lost one, but I want to talk about them because they're phenomenal. So I'm gonna mention them first. 2 of which are bases. So one of them is by It Cosmetics and it is the Your Skin But Better CC Cream SPF 50. I believe that was in my last yearly favourites as well. That base I love as an everyday because it has that SPF. You can apply it really easily and well with your fingers. I think that's how it works best for me. And it just gives you a healthy amount of coverage without looking cakey or over the top or that your skin's really flat or anything. I still think it keeps sort of the integrity that you want. It really is Your Skin But Better, and for sort of that type of formula, that almost like tinted moisturiser CC formula, it tends to be very sheer coverage, whereas that actually packs quite a nice punch, and it's definitely something that I like wearing in the summer because of that SPF, but also actually just it's a really nice daily base. The reason I don't have it on me is I've gone through my 2nd tube and I'm waiting to get enough boots points to get a 3rd. So I use the shade Fair, love it, it's amazing. I'm certain you'll be able to find a video with me wearing it or talking about it because I've loved that foundation for a good couple of years now. Secondly, a foundation which I didn't love when I first began, and I do think I tell this story every time I talk about it, is the Perfection Lumiere foundation by Chanel. Oh god. And I've just had a quick look online and I don't know if they do, I think they've renamed it. I think they've renamed it like Le Temps de Tenue or something because it's in exactly the same bottle, it's just got a different name. And it's not the Perfection Lumiere Velvet, which is in the black packaging like the Vita Lumiere. It's not that one, it's the one that's in the frosted glass bottle that I like. So I wanted to mention it because it was one of my favourite foundations this year. I was very sad to see it go. But ultimately I need to double check that it's the same one. But I did want to mention it because if you have it in your collection, if you didn't like it the first time you tried it, because I didn't, I would implore you to get back out again because I used every single drop. And the 3rd product is the NARS Wanted palette. I really hope this is at my parents' house. I'm fairly certain it is, but again, because I moved house like 3 months ago, but I think once you've like been in for a couple of weeks and you're sort of surviving, I've been very slack to get the rest of my stuff, and because there isn't that sense of urgency, because my parents are like, you know, take as long as you need, like we don't want you to get stressed, etc. I don't have half my beauty collection, and I think that was just one of the products that I ended up leaving there, which I think it's probably because I used it the day that I moved and then it's anyway. I really hope it's not limited edition. I remember I had a Christmas voucher for Space NK and that's what I bought it with last year, or the very beginning of this year, and up until I moved, which was in September, I feel like I used that palette more or less every day. Like I loved it, and it's like the perfect size for your makeup bag. Like I don't like having a massive makeup bag with me, or I don't have the smallest one either, but it had like a nice sized mirror, it fitted in there perfectly, and you could just use it for absolutely everything. As I said, I really do hope that is at my parents' house. I need to have a good old look for it, but honestly, if you're gonna spend £50 on a palette, that is one that I would 100% recommend. I think NARS shadows are amazing, and just the setup of that particular palette as well, I just think works for me because it has those warm colours that I like, has a bit of shimmer in it if I wish to add it, and I don't know, I just think it's super duper versatile for a lot of people, and it's definitely my eyeshadow favourite of the year for sure. Anyway, now to talk about stuff that I have in front of me. I just had to get them out of the way, otherwise I know I would forget them. I'm going a little bit out of order, but I want to start with some primers that I have to talk about. So I've got 2, I've got an eye primer and a face primer. So the face primer that I want to talk about is by Becca. It's the First Light Priming Filter, the purple one, as you can see. This looks like I haven't used any. I think it's just because it's been lying down and it's been shaken up a little bit. I actually went through a full bottle of this, and then I got like a deluxe sample size, which came up to about halfway, and then I put it just back in this so then I could keep the pump. I really like this, particularly if you like something a little bit. See, I like to mix and match like matte face products, like matte primers and glowy bases, or matte bases and glowy primers. So if you like a sort of more hydrating primer and then you add like a little bit of a matte more base, I don't know, I just think it works really well at sort of keeping the skin lifelike, and I really like the way that it looks. I find purple, like this sort of like lilac colour, really does brighten my skin, and I do actually like colour correct sometimes with lilac as well. So this is my favourite base primer of the year. And then I have an eye primer to talk about. This is a brand new bottle, it's Milani eyeshadow primer. I don't think this is going to be a surprise because I've been using this all year long. But yeah, the reason I like this is I think primers, like particularly eyeshadow bases, can be such sort of like blur or boring products to buy. I think this is around £8-ish. I get mine off of Beauty Bay, and it lasts a long time. I notice a difference in my eyeshadow wear time, and I'm not spending a load of money. I don't know, I just feel like this type of product, what I am willing to spend, this fits the bill and does it well and is, yeah, easily accessible, and it's my favourite, and I've been using it all year long. So I thought I'd definitely talk about that one. I do actually have another foundation base to talk about, and this is more of a budget friendly one than IT Cosmetics or Chanel, and it's by Beauty Pie. It is their Great Skin Foundation, and this is just a really nice buildable coverage, medium, not flat matte, but leaning more like natural matte. If I want a little bit more coverage, or if I'm going out, or if I've got like a really long day ahead of me and I've got like a lot on, this is definitely what I'll turn to, because it has like a little bit more coverage than the tinted moisturizer, which is what I'm wearing right now. But I don't know, I just think Great Skin Foundation describes it really well. I think it is like just that beautiful mix of buildable, medium, lovely foundation that you like, and this is one that I have definitely been loving since I used it. Again, I've shaken it up, but I have gotten a serious amount through this as well, so big props to that one. I've then got two concealers. Now, might as well stick with Beauty Pie. This is the second tube that I've gone through of this one, and I'm almost out. This is their Super Luminous Concealer, and I use the shade Fair. Yeah, Fair 100. Why I really like this is it definitely has, particularly Fair 100, has a bit of a peachy tone to it, so I think it just works perfectly for under the eyes. I like layering it with my other concealer that I'm going to talk about, and I just think it's light enough to sit under the eyes nicely, but also does something as well. And I think, again, that peachiness counteracts the dark circles that I have. So big fan of this one, will continue to repurchase it. Similarly to this one, I think this one is no surprise to most people. It's the Anti-Age Rewind Eraser. It literally just says eraser on it now, by Maybelline. This is a massively famed concealer, and I put the Beauty Pie one, Booty Pie. I put the Beauty Pie one on first, and then I layer it with this one, and I just think it really brightens the underneath of my eyes. And yeah, and I just think they work really well together, and I just think they are a match made in heaven, and I love them very much. I'm gonna keep saying like, oh, I really like them, oh, I love this. Obviously I do, it's my yearly favourites, but I do, it's true, it's no lie. Moving on to more powdery products, there's a contour powder that I want to talk about. So I have my own little Z palette here, which I like to keep in my makeup bag, but the powder I want to talk about is this one here. This is the, now, would it say the name on the bottom? Oh yes, it was. This is the colour Fawn by Anastasia Beverly Hills. So long story short, ages ago I got the Anastasia contour kit, which I think we all did, but upon reevaluating that situation, I'm not using that whole kit and carrying that around. And then when I ran out of my other contour powder, I bought a Z palette to put a bunch of shades in, and I've since got eyeshadows and stuff like that. And yeah, so this is the contour shade that I have been using for a good 6 months of the year, and I've got to say, like, I think Fawn is the lightest contour shade that Anastasia does, and yeah, it just works. It just blends really nicely. I think with sort of cheek products, you want, well, I personally want blendability over pigment, because if there's pigment at the sacrifice of blendability, then I find it just gets blotchy and it just gets stuck on your face, whereas, you know, you're trying to imitate a shadow, not have a stripe on your face. And I just think this does it really well. Like, I've got it on today, and it just blends really nicely, and I think has a nice amount of pigment for the type of product and like what you want it for. So I would 100% recommend that. Obviously, pick the colour that works best for you, and I believe you can buy those refills separately. So that is what I would continue to do, as opposed to buying the full kit again. I do have the two sort of skin tone colours here are actually from the same kit, but I only actually really use this one here, and I sort of like to use that to set my eye primer actually. What colour is this whilst we're at it? This is vanilla. But yeah, so I just think these are really handy. Would recommend to a friend. Next up, I've got a blush to talk about, and this is by Milani again. It is one of their powder blushes. It's their matte ones that come looking like a rose. This is absolutely massive. This is the colour 01 Romantic Rose, and it is a nice neutral colour. For the most part, I love having a neutral blush because usually either my lips or my eyes, or sometimes both, like today, do the talking, so I don't typically go for a really like bright blush, but I do like to have a blush that kind of just ties everything together. And I think this one does it really well. Like for me, it's just that kind of nice browny rosewood type of colour. And yeah, and I think it does exactly what I want. It ties sort of the rest of my face together. Particularly because I am also quite pale, I do find having some colour in my cheeks is necessary, because otherwise I can look really washed out, particularly because I do have dark brown hair. But yeah, this is something I would 100% recommend. I like to apply my blush with a stippling brush because I find it sort of distributes the product really nicely, and this works really well for that. And yeah, I think this one's great. I don't think my highlight is going to be any surprise to anyone, because I feel like it was in my last year's video, and also I think I've mentioned it in my last two favourites because I love it. I absolutely love it. It's Flexitarian by Colourpop. As you can see, I'm very almost out. I love this. I love the ease of application. I love the tone, and my camera cut out. Where were we? Flexitarian. But yeah, I could talk all day about why I love this. As you can definitely see, I have quite pale skin, and I just think often with light enough highlighters that work for my skin as a highlighter rather than an eyeshadow or what have you, they tend to be really iridescent or glittery or really pink or like really blue. Like they tend to have this, like, it's a white base but like a wacky coloured glitter in it, and you're just, I guess if you're going at like full like going for it, then I guess that works. But for every day, either it's a highlighter's too dark for my face, or because it's like got like sort of more that goldy, bronzy, champagne-y, it's just like the base colour is too dark for my skin to work as a highlighter, or it's got some really unnatural colour in it. And this, it has like a light enough base, but it still has that little bit of warmth that I do like in a highlighter, but often I just can't find it. So yeah, I just think the colour is absolutely perfect for pale people like me, but also the application is really easy. So this is one of Colourpop's traditional products, so it's like a cream to powder finish, and I just find dipping my fingers in and lightly dabbing it on the cheeks is super duper easy. You know, you can sheer it out as much as you like, and I just think it's an all-round fabulous product. And lastly, for sort of those type of products, I have a face powder to talk about. Well, it's kind of a finishing powder. It's by Hourglass. This is one of their ambient lighting powders, and this is in Ethereal Light, which is their white one. And as you may see, I have hit pan on this, and I like using this as just sort of like a nice finishing powder. So touch wood, I've been quite lucky this year and I haven't really had that many spots, particularly at the back end of the year. I've been pretty lucky with that, so I haven't felt the need to conceal them, because as you can see, I haven't really got a spot concealer in my lineup of favourites this year. But what I'll do is I will take that sort of light shade that's in this palette and kind of set around my eyes so those concealers are set, and then use this to go over all of my face. Again, I use like a stippling brush so it doesn't sort of pack too much product on, and I just think it makes your skin look almost creamy, I think is the best way to describe it. Again, like I still am somebody who likes to err on the side of matte stuff, so this having that sort of almost shimmer in it, I don't know, I don't think it's as glittery as you might think. It can seem a bit scary to put this all over your face, but actually that's what I've been doing literally all year. I think I bought this right at the end of last year as well. I tell you what, I very seldom go to Space NK these days because the Space NK in Bristol is like in a really not ideal location to just pop in and visit, so I end up doing my beauty shopping online. Just saying, Space NK. Anyway, moving on. Oh, I guess this kind of works into skin. I do have a setting spray that I want to talk about again. I don't think it's going to be much of a secret. I saved this bottle to talk about it. This is the NYX Matte Finish setting spray. I like this because of the size, like it doesn't take up tons and tons of room. I like it because it quite clearly, I think it does have alcohol in. Yeah, it does, but it doesn't like absolutely reek of alcohol. It does a good job. It doesn't like dry my skin out or anything. And it really does help to elongate and sort of help with makeup application. I really do like it. I couldn't see me doing a makeup routine without using setting spray these days, and I just think this one is a good price point for me. Again, similarly, I guess, to the eye primer, where it's like, I don't want to spend tons and tons of money on these type of products, although the other products I use every day, so maybe that's not the best mentality to have. But yeah, this one is a good one from the drugstore. I do really like it. I did already mention to you that eyeshadow palette, but I do have an eyeliner that I just want to, I'm just going to very quickly mention because it's not changed since I was 21. Is the Kat Von D tattoo liner in Trooper. It has not changed. I don't know what to tell you. I think this is the best liner. I have absolutely no inclination or want to try any other liner because I just think this one is the bomb diggy. I know you could probably put clips together of how much I was just spoken about how much I love that, so I'm not gonna stay there too long. I want to talk about my brows real quick though. So I still am using the Anastasia Beverly Hills brow powder. I use medium brown. I believe I mentioned that before. I think that is a really nice brow powder, but I guess the standout product for me for brows this year has been the Glossier Boy Brow. I just really like how it works. I use the colour brown in this. It doesn't have a ton of shades. This is definitely my brow gel of choice. I do like to back comb my brows and then set them in with this. And yeah, I just think it does a good job of just keeping them looking nice and fuzzy. I don't have a mascara, you know. I was thinking about it and I was just like, I've liked a few of the Beauty Pie mascaras that I've tried this year. At the beginning of the year, I've just been, yeah, nothing's really stood out for me at this point, so I didn't want to put one in just for the sake of it. So I guess moving on to lips, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lip products to talk about. So I'm going to mention the one that I'm wearing today. So this is more of a deeper red. This is by Jeffree Star. This is Wifey. So this was in the Family collection, I believe, and it kind of sits in between Red Rum and Unicorn Blood, of which I have both, and I do like both, but I think I like this one because it just has that little bit more of a deeper edge to it without it being that burgundy colour. So this is, yeah, one of my favourite reds. I do have another red that I want to talk about as well though. Another red that I have been loving is by Fenty. This is Uncensored, which is this bad boy. I think this one is also a phenomenal formula as well. I really do want to try some of their more nude colours from the Fenty line. Also, part of me really does want their black liquid lipstick because it looks stunning, but how often would I wear it? You tell me. I have worn this a bunch of times and it's super duper comfortable. Same with the Jeffree Star one, to be honest with you. Both of them super long lasting, super comfortable, and yeah, would recommend either formula, to be honest. I do have one other liquid lipstick to talk about, but it's kind of a different one. So this is also a sort of nude colour, well, what I would refer to as nude, i.e. brown, and this is by Lime Crime, and this is the colour Butterscotch. So this is from their Plushies line. So they have a Velveteens line, which is kind of their more traditional liquid lipstick, which I used to have one of the colours, but I ended up giving it away because I preferred other formulas over that formula, to be honest. But then they released, I don't know if this was this year or the end of last year, they released the Plushies, which were, they're kind of like sheer liquid lipsticks. And I don't know how else to describe it, but because you might think like, oh, with a liquid lipstick, you want that block colour, but actually I feel like this makes them more wearable, more, I don't know, unassuming. I don't know, I really do like the Plushies. I think a lot of people are sleeping on these. And as I said, this is the colour Butterscotch, which is a sort of like brownie colour, but they have a whole host of colours. And yeah, I just really like this for if I want like that everyday brown, but I want it to last, and they're really comfortable. Yeah, I just think, I'm really struggling to describe them other than a sheer liquid lipstick, because it sets like a liquid lipstick, like it sets like a stain. It's almost kind of like, yeah, like a stain, but a bomb one. But yeah, I really, really do like this. And the last lipstick I have to talk about is another kind of like sheer everyday lipstick. I don't think this will be a surprise either. This is Leo by Glossier. I prefer this over Cake personally, again, because it has that brown tone, which I think just kind of goes with my look. And this is probably what I wear every day. And yeah, this is super duper comfortable. It's not gonna be your most pigmented lipstick that you have, but I just find it makes my lips, particularly combined with the lip liner, which I'm about to talk about, it makes my lips look like I have a lipstick on, but it's just, I don't know, it just kind of seems like it's supposed to be there. I don't know, it's really hard to describe. I just think that either you get the Glossier lipsticks or you don't, and I can completely understand, like, you know, again, a lot of people talk about like pigment and all that stuff, which is good, I guess, but I just think this is wearable and nice. But as I said, I do wear it with a lip liner. I wear this lip liner with most nude lipsticks that I wear, including this one, and I do really think these are like a dream team. This is by Milani, and this is the Colour Statement lip liner in Spice. I have 4 of these on the go, just in different handbags in my room and all that stuff that need to be sharpened, so I'm just like, oh, I'll just crack out another one. This is the best sort of nude liner. They do them in a bunch of different colours. Again, Spice is a little bit more of that brown colour. I believe they have one called All Natural, which is a little bit more nudie if that's what you're into, but the lip liner itself is phenomenal. It's got that nice mixture between creaminess and hardness. I find it's easy to put on but stays put, and this colour in particular I just think is perfect for what I want. And yeah, as I said, these two are a dream team. They are a match made in heaven. I do feel like this makes Glossier's lipstick last longer, so I think they really are a dream team, and that's often what I have on my lips day to day. So that is all the makeup out the way, but I do have a few skincare, fragrance, all that fun stuff, and hair care as well to talk about. But I'm gonna start with fragrance actually, because it's just right here. This is by Glossier. This is Glossier You. This is their one fragrance, and it's what I've been smelling like all year. So basically the whole Glossier You concept is, you know, they want you just to smell like a good smelling person rather than a person with perfume on, which I can get behind. I've used the Eccentric Molecule 01 before, and I've really liked that, so that's kind of in the same vein. Yeah, you just smell like a good smelling person. I really do like this one, but it's a hard one to describe, I must admit. Sticking with Glossier products, I might as well. This is the birthdaybalm.com, and this is my lip balm of choice. I have the birthday cake flavour because I'm a child. So how I like to use this is I like to put this on sort of in the morning before I do my makeup. Like before I start my makeup, I'll put a little bit of this on, and then by the time I get to my lipstick, it's like more or less sunk in. Particularly if, again, I'm going with my dream team lipstick and lip liner. Again, it almost like helps it merge together and sort of seem like the colour of my lips. I don't know, it just like adds a little something to more cream formulas, but if you have a liquid lipstick, it works really well so your lips don't dry out or anything. I just think, yeah, it's just a really good hydrator, which is what you want from a lip balm, and yeah, I really like it, and it's lasted me, honestly, an incredible amount of time. I've got a cleanser to talk about, and this is the Japan Fusion cleanser by Beauty Pie, their Pure Transforming Cleanser, the one in the pink packaging, the gorgeous one. And it's beat out Glossier's Milky Jelly Cleanser because it's cheaper, but it's basically the same. So if you like the Milky Jelly Cleanser, I think you'll like this one. It just cleanses your skin without stripping it and making it feel tight. It doesn't like really like foam up or anything, it just kind of gets milky and sort of does remove all the gack, but it still leaves your skin feeling like it gives your skin something without taking it all away, if you know what I mean. And then I've got 2 ordinary skincare products to talk about. I'm going to start with the serum, and this is the Alpha Arbutin 2% plus hyaluronic acid. I don't know how else to say it other than it's completely changed my skin. Like, I can almost singly attribute the state of my skin this year to this product, and I feel like even if I stopped using it now, my skin has changed for good because of using this product, which is like a massive statement to make, but I truly believe it. Like I used to have, right, quick trip down skincare memory lane. I do have a skincare video, which I'll link down below if you haven't seen that. You know, when I was a teenager, had sort of teenage acne. I didn't have acne, but I had spot prone skin and it was oily, and then it sort of like cleared up a bit. But then when I was like 22, 23, like I had the worst spots I ever had. And again, I know there's some people who have had it worse than I have, but my skin was just super congested, and I think in part it was like I didn't drink a lot of water, I was really stressed out, I was really unhappy, so I think that definitely came out in my skin as well. I don't know, and I tried expensive products, man. Like I really did spend some money, and I'm not saying what I said on those was incorrect, but when I started using this, and again, you know, actually I do drink quite a lot of water now these days, I do stay hydrated. I went onto the Ordinary website and I sort of looked at spot prone skin, and it recommended this product, which I don't think I would have picked out of without reading that, but I picked it when it sort of said like, oh, this is a typical regime of somebody with this type of skin. So I picked this product out, and honestly, it's just like brightened my skin, decongested my skin. It changed everything about my skin that I was unhappy with, and for that, I don't care what you think about The Ordinary, this product is fucking bomb. Anyway, love it. I love it. I just cannot sing its praise enough. You know, if you are somebody who's in your early mid-20s and you just feel like you can't shake that spotty skin, like, you know, you're like, hey, puberty came and went 10 years ago, like I'm over it. This 100% I would recommend. Anyway, moving on to a mask, also by The Ordinary, and again I think exfoliation is really important as well. And this is no joke. This is their AHA and BHA peeling solution. This is a chemical exfoliating mask, and as I said, this is no joke, and I believe I mentioned it in my previous favourites video because I recently got a new bottle of it, but it's something that I used a whole bottle up over the year, and I notice, every time I use it, I notice a difference in my skin. And because I try not to use it all the time because it is no joke, like, and it does make your skin more sensitive to the sun, which is something that I don't think you should muck about with. I'm somebody who uses SPF most days, so can't you tell by the colour of my skin? So yeah, but that's something that I feel like I definitely have to mention when recommending this product. But yeah, it's no joke, man. It really does exfoliate your skin. It really does decongest your skin as well. And I just think with a healthy exfoliation, like if you have like an exfoliant that you can use daily, like exfoliating toner, then use this once a week, I think you're winning, to be honest. But yeah, this is a really, really good product. I don't know, I think The Ordinary has changed the skincare game for good, to be honest. Complete stark contrast to The Ordinary, I've got two higher end hair care products that I want to talk about. So I'm going to start with this one, which I know I've mentioned before. This is my second tube and I'm almost out of it. This is the BB Texture Hair Undressing Cream. I love using a styling cream in my hair. Volume in my hair, it's not necessarily that my hair is fine, it's just my hair is quite heavy and it can get weighed down. So I like using texture products to sort of aid with volumizing products as well, to kind of make my hair bigger. And I must admit, I put all my work into my hair when I wash it, and like when I start, like, and I'm using products like this as opposed to taking time out and styling it every day. If you like to backcomb your roots, which I do, it helps that sort of stick around. It makes my hair less greasy more quickly. I take like a pea-sized amount, I run that through like the mid-shaft and the ends. I then take another pea-sized amount and sort of rub it into the roots as well. And I just find literally using like a tiny, tiny amount of this product, like this has probably lasted me all year, if not more. And then this product, I am annoyed that I like it as much as I do. It's by Obey. It's the Surf Coma Tousled Texture Mousse. Now, again, I've mentioned I've got a lot of hair. I use maybe a golf ball size amount for my entire head. This product is no joke. So you either need to use it when you've got really wet hair, or use a really small amount, or honestly a little bit of both. Otherwise it can sort of like really stick in your hair, because well, I mean, both of these products are sticky products. So with this one, what I do is I take a golf ball size amount, sort of like distribute it into my palms and kind of scrunch it into my hair, and then whatever I have left on my hands, I run through the roots of my hair. And with this, I think it adds with volume, it adds with, I mean, it's a texture mousse, so it's going to add volume with that mousse quality, and it's going to add texture, which I find I really like. What's really interesting is I have like naturally quite straight and shiny hair, and I just want to look like I've been dragged through a hedge backwards, like it's just my look. This product helps me do it, and I have had this can a really long time. It's 35 fucking quid. Like, I'm not going to pretend like it's cheap. It's not. I do think I will try and find a cheaper alternative, but this is phenomenal. It is a really good product. Once you figure out how to use it for your hair, like the amount that you need, how wet your hair needs to be after washing it, it can be really good. But there have been a few times, like, you know, that being said, there have been a few times where I've either left my hair too long or used too much, and it's like really like dried in my hair. So that's one caution I would make, but it is a phenomenal sort of tousled beachy waves product, which I love. Anyway, that is everything that I had to talk about. Thank you so much for sticking around, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. I was gonna say next year, but we're already there. Ooh, thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you soon. Bye! Ah! Oh, I just locked my finger in the... Ow, that fucking hurt, man.